the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original eSport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, good Thursday evening, race fans. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of the Netcode ESports Mighty Midget Series. Season finale tonight from Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Got about 14 drivers in here checked in for tonight's action. They are in the drivers' meeting currently, awaiting their cue to head out for qualifying. Close points battle this evening. The Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, on top with a 15-point cushion over Billy Barros. 34 points ahead of Robert Lynn and 66 points ahead of David Krikorian. And both Lynn and Krikorian are going to need monumental efforts tonight and a whole lot of bad luck for both Silby and Barros if they intend to capture the title. But right now, it is Silby's championship to lose. Double 30-lap features. They're going to run the first show all the way through, line them up, race them out, and then have a random redraw for the second feature this evening. Should be a pretty exciting one. Just getting word that race control is ready whenever we are. So we will let them know that they are good to go. That'll probably move us along and get qualifying underway. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Don't forget to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're at. If you got a favorite driver, shout them out. And do not be shy. Driver's going to start getting out and putting a couple extra laps down here. I think Colton Snyder and Billy Barros just making sure they've got things squared away or ready for qualifying. If you got a favorite driver, like I said, don't be afraid to shout them out. Tell us where you're watching from. Sunday night double shows again. Midwest Dirt Series will be in with their Street Stock Series, and the Down and Dirty Outlaws 360 Sprint cars will be the second show on Sunday night, double show on Monday, and the rest of next week we will be off until Thursday night. Thursday night, right after you go into your turkey coma, don't forget to flick on the Dirt Racing Network. Second annual Paul Nichols Memorial. 200 laps in the street stocks at Lanier. We did this last year as a spur-of-the-moment deal. This year there is a lot on the line and a lot going on for this race. But we did it as a spur-of-the-moment thing last year. It's probably one of the best dirt races I've seen in a long time. 200 laps in the street stocks, and these guys, you know, they don't get in there and demo derby it. They don't crash it up. They don't tear them up. They get in there and they race for 200 laps, and that last 35 laps last year was absolutely intense. And the guys were getting close to run out of fuel, so they had to be careful early in the race. There was just a lot going on. I think we're going to have multiple guys in the booth commentating the show for you. So make sure you mark your calendar. It's going to be a 9 o'clock Eastern start time for that. Keep your eye on the page. Go over on the Facebook page, like, share, follow. You'll know every time we post something, every time we go live. And if you're on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo, click the subscribe button. Every time we go live, we'll pop up on your feed. Right now, qualifying underway. Josh Gerlach first to hit the timing line. 12:84 for him. Craig Silby on the clock, trying to get around here. John Borst goes 12:83, just a tick quicker. You can see wheel stand all the way from 2 to 3 for Silby, and that's going to mess up his lap here. But, wow, what a way to get around there is Silby. Fifth quick that time. Now picks the left front tire up only. Maybe going to have a better time in 3 and 4 here. Snyder. Colton Snyder grabbed the pole away. There goes Craig Silby, 12:72. Kind of what we were thinking. We're going to get over here. We're going to watch Billy Barros. Barros, second lap. Second quick and almost the same time as Silby. So if qualifying is an indication, we are going to have one heck of a night tonight. He's got 2 chances, got to make up 15 points. Let's go see what David Krikorian is doing here for time. Krikorian around 1 and 2. Down the back. A lot of grip down there. Lightweight car, a little bit of horsepower in it, and picks those front tires up down the straightaway. And Krikorian, second quick. Almost identical. It's down to 1/1000th of a second between he and Silby. What a lap. Josh Cox, the only car so far that hasn't taken time. J.D. Laird out here. Laird half a second off the pace, and he'll shut it down turns 3 and 4. Silby is still getting a few laps in, but he came straight over from the 410 race with the Hoosier open wheel guys, and that was on right before us here. Zach Krieger, good show, and jumped over here to get into this one. Got in, had really very limited amount of laps. I think maybe 3 or 4 in the practice session, and he immediately jumped to the top of the qualifying chart. So looking to see what Silby will do this evening. That 15-point cushion, kind of scant if you kind of have been paying attention to this series. They've done double features all but 2 weeks. So these guys are just scoring a ton of points. And he's able to close it up. Let's get ready to roll down here. Jump into our first heat race. See what the lineup looks like. It's going to be the 71 of Josh Gerlach on the pole. Robert Lynn, third in the points currently, will be to his outside. Billy Barros, second in the points, will start third, and there you go, side by side. Craig Silby, Billy Barros. Silby going to start outside row 2. Thibaut Brandon, been quick since his arrival a couple of 3 weeks ago here in the series. The 49 car starts inside row number 3 next to Reed Brochart. And then Josh Cox, the 95 car, starting tail end to Charlie. So the top 3 in points currently in this heat. And they will start in reverse order. Third in second, second in third, and first in the points will start outside the second row in the fourth position. So we'll see how it goes. See what kind of shakeup we get out of this. All of them pretty close on their times. So, pace truck kit. Time to go racing.
Green flag, green flag.
They'll get started real quickly. Gerlach took it down into 1 and 2. Grabbed to the lead, but on the outside, there went Robert Lynn. Now, Barros really working hard on the bottom. He had the front end up off the ground for most of the straightaway right there. Here comes Silby. Silby's going to work to the inside. 2 wide, 2 deep at the front. Barros on the inside and Lynn on the top side of that front row. Silby with a problem down in 3 and 4. That's going to shake things up. It's now Barros going for the lead out of 2, and he is going to rock it out of the bottom side. He'll go to the point in front of Robert Lynn. Lynn still second, working the top side. Barros and Gerlach 1 and 3, running the bottom. Tebow Brandon in fourth, Reed Brochart, Craig Silby. All kinds of problems a couple of laps ago right there in the middle of 3 and 4, and I don't know. We'll see what he can recover and bring himself back to, but we watched him go to the back and work his way to the front earlier in the season. So starting position may not mean quite that much. We're talking about one of the fastest guys on the sim right now, Craig Silby. But Barros out in front of this one, running nice and smooth. Perfect line around now. 2 to go that time. Battles for second. Gerlach trying to work Lynn over, and he's got the bottom rolling. He's finding that launch pad out of 2. Gets to the bottom out of 4. Clears Robert and Lynn. Brandon still fourth, but Silby closing in. We're coming around checkers this time. Barros going to pick up the win in the heat. Gerlach and Lynn. Top 3 with him. Then Brandon, Silby, Rochard, and Cox. So, Mr. Silby's going to have his work cut out for him to protect that 15-point lead. As we'll get ready to head down and take a look at the starting lineup for heat number 2. Whoops, wrong button. There's the right button. All right, it'll be Kurt Vincent. 42 car on the pole. Next to him, the 86 of John Borst. Then Colton Snyder, the 24, inside row number 2. Next to David Krikorian. Krikorian, 66 points back of the championship. Very remote chance that he could win this. Both drivers in front of him have to have horrible features in both the features tonight. So we'll see what Krikorian can do. But Don Runkle, the 00. Row 3 inside, J.D. Laird. 23 outside of that final heat. Only on Monday nights at USA, apparently. That's it. That's my one golden moment every year, so I'll take it too. They become fewer and further between as you grow old, and trust me, I've old. I don't know about the grown part, but I've old. So, all right, out of turn number 4, green flags about to fly. Heat number 2, Kurt Vincent. On the throttle line from Borst, almost gets pushed from behind. I think that's Krikorian right there behind him. Right down against the inside. I thought Laird was really trying to do something there. He's just going to squirt away from these guys. Borst in second. Vincent now trying to work the bottom. Get around John Borst. That's the white car right on the very bottom. Actually, excuse me, that's the purple car across the top of the track. Car on the bottom is Colton Snyder. Woo, almost contact there as they got into 3. Borst and Snyder. And now Snyder right side's up against the fence. Car way out of shape. Going to have to grab that back underneath him. Big shakeup. He'll fall all the way to the back. So Laird out in front. 4 to go. Borst. Snyder now battling. Snyder's got the inside. He'll take second away easily. Move Borst to third. Krikorian is fourth. And then it's Runkle and Vincent behind that. Pretty good battle here. That is second, third, and fourth. Krikorian working down to the bottom. He's trying to take all the spots away. You're going to go 2 for 1 on this lap? Not quite. Snyder, big run off the top, and he is really putting the thing onto a line where he can go way up top and cut down and get a big drive off while the other guys are having to wait to get back to the throttle. He's already rolling and closing it up, but we're coming to the checks. Heat 2, J.D. Laird picks up the win. Krikorian ends up third, standing on the tail tank. Snyder was second. Borst in fourth, Runkle and Vincent rounding things out. So heat racing action in the book. These guys, I don't know if they're going to take very long or not. We'll see. If they put a couple cars out here, we will prepare to do what we're supposed to do and go pay the bills. And it looks like they are going to give them a minute. So we're going to be right back after we show you this. All right, getting back to it. Not sure how long they're going to allow the practice session to go on. I'm sure they want to try to work a couple of lines into this racetrack. Watching John Borst. Yep, here we go. Time to get moving. Perfect timing by the guys at Race Control. 13 cars for 30 laps. Feature number 1 of 2. And this is how they'll roll off tonight to start the night. 15 points separating Billy Barros and Craig Silby. And Barros on the pole for feature number 1 next to J.D. Laird. Gerlach and Snyder, row 2. Lynn and Krikorian, row 3. Row 4, Brannon and Borst. And there's your points leader way back on the inside of row number 5 next to Don Runkle, Craig Silby, the driver we're talking about. Your 6th row, Reed Beauchart and Kurt Vincent. And on the back, going to be Josh Cox. Nice. Always love it when people are repping. Always be representing. I don't care what it is. Just always be representing. Just a bunch of DRN and DSRL t-shirts floating around out there. I wear mine all pretty regularly. Not wearing one tonight, unfortunately, but... All right, lights are off on the pace truck. We're about ready to go green for the first of our 2 30-lap A mains. Pace truck is in. Billy Barros. This is good for him. Hopefully we'll get a between feature update on the points. But right now we're underway. Barros and Laird side by side for just a moment there. Now it's Gerlach and Laird side by side for second. Problem for Gerlach. He bumped Oh, we got a big one back here. It looks like John Borst is going to have some problems. That is the blue and purple car right there. Oh, there was contact in front of him. That car tipped over on its side. That's Robert Lynn. So Robert Lynn immediately down in 3 and 4 on a lap number 1. Up on the turtle shell, and that's going to cut his night pretty short. Basically going to end his bid to be in the title hunt because he was 34 markers back, and he needed to have a great run, and the other two guys not so much, and quite the reversal. So yeah, I got a bunch of those too. I wear those until somebody says something about them. Then I take a break for a little while. Right now, Barros, Laird, Snyder, Gerlach, Brandon, Krikorian, Silby up to 7th, Brochart, Runkle, Vincent, Cox, Borst, and that's the entire field as Robert Lynn is in the pits. It looks like he is going to keep the 2 car there, get it ready for feature number 2. So maybe one more time around. Yellow lights still on around the speedway. Guys, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're watching. So we're going to get ready to go back to green here. Maybe the next time around. I haven't seen pace laps this long in a while here, so. Now the lights off on the pace truck, getting them single file ready to go. We'll get them down here into turn number 3. Barros on the throttle. Good jump for him. Big gap out in front. And they have fanned out behind him. Watching Brandon, Krikorian, Gerlach's there. Silby right in behind this group. Good battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now. They're going to be 3 wide out of 2. Oh, that didn't work out. Ooh, Tebow Brandon just didn't have enough giddy up to get through there. Gerlach still trying to fall. He checked it back, and he got Krikorian, I think. No, that wasn't Gerlach. That was Brochart. End up there. Now Gerlach out of shape, and just like that. John Borst? Whoa. How is he crashing it? Oh, okay, never mind. That's right. So the 86 car here going to have a problem. Robert Lynn did make it back. He's a couple of laps down, it looks like, maybe. Oh, he got into the back of Krikorian. And flippity-doo-dah, you're not getting back on your wheels, sir. So I guess Robert Lynn did end up getting the car fixed under that very lengthy caution. He does stay on the lead lap, according to timing and scoring. So not completely out of it. But we'll line them back up. 25 to go. Barros, Laird, Snyder, Gerlach, Brandon, Krikorian, Silby, Brochart, Runkle, Vincent, Lynn, Cox, and then John Borst is off in the pits. We can try to do that maybe one afternoon this weekend or something, maybe Saturday. I won't be home much tomorrow evening, but I will be most of the day Saturday. You guys have to call me on the phone and we'll get together and get set up. Right, looks like maybe we turned the lights off on the safety vehicle. So we're going back to green. Still 25 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Going back here. Those 3 white cars together. That's Gerlach, Snyder, and Brandon. And that's a pretty good battle right now. Gerlach and Snyder going just wheel to wheel right here. Gerlach looks like he's going to try to get the best of it, getting into 3. He's right behind Laird. Here comes Silby. Greg Silby working to the inside, trying to take 5th place away from Tebow Brandon. Got a 2-wide battle in front of him. Gerlach got out of shape. Man, everybody's getting out of shape right now. Picking the front wheels up off the ground. There's a 5-wide coming out of 2. Oh, little tippity tap as Gerlach gave a push to Silby. Maybe got him through the needle. Pushed him through the eye of the needle right there. At top. Oh, this is looking pretty bad. No caution out of. Oh, there it is. Caution out of that. Finally, I didn't think we were getting one. I actually did not think that was going to cause a caution. Bunch of cars are in this. I think Gerlach is in it. He doesn't mean to be, but I think he gets into it late as all of this starts happening right in there. Big push, big shove, 360. Yeah, Krikorian got around too, so that was just a mess. I mean, we can't call it anything else. That was just a mess. So we'll see where they end up settling in at. It's Barros, Laird, Snyder, Brandon, Silby, Gerlach, Lynn, Vincent, Cox, Krikorian, Borst, Runkle, and Brochart. In that order. It looked like they all saved it, but I think because there was so much traffic and so much of the track blocked, it went ahead and dropped that yellow flag. So we're going to come around. It's going to be 20 laps to go. Barros. And he knows now that Silby's starting to close in. 3 wide out of 2. Silby was on the bottom. Snyder was in the middle, and Laird was up top. Now the slider across the nose, and Craig Silby moves into position number 3. Tebow Brandon working the top side, not quite ready to give up that 3rd spot. He goes up to the top shelf, and caution. Is David Krikorian in this? Krikorian down the back straight. Oh, yeah. Yeah, got the right sides up against the outside wall. And that is not going to make your night go better, that's for sure. All right, let's get them lined up. Barrow, Snyder, Silby, Brandon, Laird, Gerlach, Lynn, Vincent, Cox, Borst, Runkle, Brochart. David Krikorian still off in the pits right now. All right, waiting to see what we're going to do right here. Still, lights on the pace vehicle. Now the lights go off. As we'll get ready for the restart.
Green flag, green flag.
Through 1 and 2, down the backstretch into 3 and 4. 17 laps to go this time around. Barros still hanging on to the lead. Now here comes Silby. Silby worked on the inside on Snyder, had it for a second. Couldn't make it work, and Snyder thought he was going to do that cut down, kept it right up against the fence that time around. He's been cutting down, especially in turn 2. This time looks like he is going to keep it up there, but Silby sneaks around to the bottom. Here comes Craig Silby catfishing it down in 3 and 4 and showed himself to Barros. See what he can do out of 2 as Snyder goes ripping by again. So Colton Snyder starting to find momentum, trying to run the cut down line. And now going to the top side. I think if he just stays up there, I think this track really lends itself to being more up against the fence than through the middle. As Colton Snyder now on the outside, starting to put the pressure on the leader, Billy Barros. Silby is right there as well. 12 laps to go, and Barros right through the middle, able to hold these guys off. Silby looked down on the bottom, got across that bump on the entrance to 3, and almost got the car a little too sideways down the middle of the corner. Here comes Snyder as he bumps him with that left front tire on the right rear. Down to 10 to go. Laps running out quick here in the top 3 under a blanket. Now Silby right down to the bottoms. Got second that time by. So now we're looking at the lead as Silby worked to the inside of Barros in 1 and 2. Goes back to it in 3 and 4. The car goes over the hump, and he can't quite get there. Right on the inside, man. Tight line down in 1 and 2, and he's got the lead going into 3 and 4. Can he keep it coming out? Move Craig Silby to the point started ninth. With 7 laps to go, now has the lead. Barros out of shape as Snyder goes by on the top side. So Barros losing spots. Went from the lead to 3rd. And we'll see if Silby can hang on and pick up the win. That'll just about cement this thing for him. Barring catastrophe in the final 30 laps. But with 5 to go on the way to lap, Silby, Snyder, Barros, Brandon Laird, Gerlach, Lynn Cox, Krikorian, Vincent, Brochart, Runkle, and Borst. And that top side seems to be going away, or Snyder's really not keeping the car under him like he was earlier. Because Silby is just starting to walk away now. Barros is in a fight for 3rd back here. It's Tebow Brandon working by on the top side. We're going to be down to 2 to go this time around. We're watching the battle for 3rd as the front. Silby and Snyder are 1-2. We're going to see who ends up on the podium for feature number 1. Silby to the white flag first. And Brandon now trying to work to the inside. Slider line across the nose. Barros had to work higher. That slowed him up. It is Craig Silby picking up the win in feature number 1. Colton Snyder second. And at the line, Barros snuck in there and grabbed it, so he'll finish 3rd, and he'll keep things close. And we'll see if we get a points update between features from race control. But we'll get our top 3 around. Oh, let's see here. So Billy Barros is rolling around back there. I think he's coming towards the front. Front stretch here, that is. Fireworks going off outside of turn number 4 down there. There we go. Now we can do something with it. Billy Barros, you got a copy.
Hey, Roger, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. You led a lot of this thing, and then that sneaky little Kiwi got up there.
Yeah, that's what he does, isn't it? It's funny. It took me a minute to get here. I wasn't sure if I was in 3rd or not with that close battle with Josh, and then I'm still showing as 4th. And
well, it was 1/1000th of a second is what I showed. You guys got to the line. 1.67 and 1.68 seconds behind the leader right there. So it was very close, but it looks like you got him by the thickness of the rubber of the tire there.
All right, I'll take it. Just happy to be up here on the podium again.
Well, it's going to keep you fairly close. 15 points separating you coming in. Obviously, that gap going to open up just a little bit, man. What are you going to have to do in feature number 2 here besides win the race?
Yeah, I thought I had a pretty good chance of it in this one. I started feeling the pressure a little bit as soon as I saw Craig in the mirror there, and I just washed up the track, and he was doing so good holding the bottom. He's so quick on every part of every track, man. You know how it goes. But yeah, I thought I might even have had this one in the bag and let it get away from me. So yeah, like you said, I pretty much just need to put my head down and see if I can stay out front in the next one. And I don't want to wish Craig any misfortune, but that's about all I can do to hang on to this championship if there's even a chance.
Well, I think it's down to just the two of you, as Robert Lynn did not have a very good night tonight. He's going to finish about 7th, and 34 points was already a long ways back from the leader. So I think it's down to just the two of you, man. Got to shake that off. Forget about the feature, just like a quarterback. You throw that interception, you got to forget about it, go right back in there, and hope you don't throw another one. But man, thanks for chatting with us. Give us some shout outs, some thank yous for the first feature before we let you go and mentally prepare for feature number 2.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Josh and Robert, for putting this thing on. It's been so much fun the last couple of seasons with them, and I never thought I'd be up here challenging for the championship, but I'm happy I can just keep the pressure on, get a couple podiums here and there, and try to make a name for myself. So thanks to them, thanks to you, Roger, for covering us every week. I really enjoy going back and watching your coverage of the replays. So thank you.
All right, man. Well, hopefully we get to talk to you on the podium, if not on the very, very, very top step at the end of feature number 2. Good luck and shake it off, man. We'll see you in the second one.
All right. Thanks, Roger.
Billy Barros finishing 3rd in feature number 1. That's going to open the gap just a little bit here. But, why does it say Colton Snyder? I don't know. 49 cars there. It should be Tebow Brandy. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing. It's got me out of order, guys. I'm sorry about that. We'll try not to offend Tebow at all. We know we put it on the wrong car first, but that's what it was showing in second. I don't know what happened there. Tebow, heck of a run, man. You were running a crazy line up there, trying to get to these guys, and it looked like it kind of went away. What happened?
Yeah, I was feeling pretty good up top, kind of in the middle too. So it was just really tough to get any sort of real good run off of 3 and 4 for me on the bottom. There's a pretty big rut in 3, and there's kind of a weird hill coming out of 4. So the bottom wasn't working for me. I've never been able to make it work very, very consistently. So I kind of committed to the top up on that corner, and on the other end, I was just getting decent run off of the front stretch. So I just kind of stuck it up in the middle on that corner, and it kind of turned out a little weird, but I guess it worked. Am I 2nd place or 3rd place? It's showing 3rd place for me, but
I actually see you as 4th, and you pulled over here, and I thought it was Colton, but I don't know. We're all confused. You still had a great run, man, and feature number 2. Come up here, and you haven't been here but just a few weeks with these guys, but the level of competition pretty high, and you're able to get in here and be on the podium pretty near every single race, man. You're going to come back for the next season of this stuff, right? So we can talk to you some more?
Oh yeah, absolutely. These guys are a blast to run with. I mean, that last trade that I had with the 38 car, that was a heck of a lot of fun. So props to him for keeping it clean. Props to the 3 for outclassing us yet again. But yeah, it's a lot of fun racing with these guys. I'll definitely be back next season whenever that comes to fruition.
All right, man. Well, a couple of shout-outs real quick, and we'll let you get ready for feature number 2.
Yeah, I'll just thank my wife, my parents, and some mighty good marketing. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for chatting with us, and good luck in the second one tonight, bud.
Thank you.
All right, Tebow Brandon. Now, let's talk to him. The Kiwi Conqueror. He had to start 9th. He's hard charging for the race, and he wins, extends his point lead from 15 to 28 as we head into the second one. It's a 2-car race. Craig Silby, do we got to add weight to your car tonight?
I don't know, mate. That was a real challenge. Like coming in like at the last second after the non-wing 410 race. During that race, my wheel stopped working, and I was in a mad panic trying to get my wheel to reset, and so I didn't really get a chance to try the setup. And wow, what a challenging setup! Yeah,
we saw you come out here, and it was so challenging that you went quick time. And we saw you go down the backstretch, and I think it was in your qualifying. You carried the front end from the exit of 2 to about middle of turn 3 before you put it down. What's that like going in there with no practice?
It's just full send and we'll hope for the best, basically. But it's a very, very challenging setup. It's just got so much push. So like it took more than half the race to settle in, for the weight to come off the back, so you could get the thing to turn. I knew as the race went on, I'd get better and better on the bottom, and so I was just hoping I could manage to stick it, and I did.
Well, you extended the points lead, and now you're going to have a lot of misfortune, and Barros is going to really have to work hard to try to win this thing. I know you're not on cruise control yet, but can you see all that sparkly, shiny stuff at the end?
Oh, mate, it's one race at a time. I'm just here to have fun racing, and the fact that I ended up starting, I don't know, 9th or whatever it was, that actually made it a whole lot more fun, because I had to try and work my way through with a car that wouldn't steer. So it's going to be the same for the next race. So we'll bring it on.
All right, well then, awesome. Run some shout outs, some thank yous. We'll let you go get prepared for feature number 2, and maybe you'll get just a little bit better draw.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thanks again to the Dirt Racing Network for putting it on for the world to see, and Netcode ESports for the series. Like, there isn't a better series on the platform at the moment that I run. These guys are the best to run with, and Iridium Sim Sports, my team that I'm with, Easy Trucks New Zealand, Concut New Zealand, and let's bring it on for the final.
All right, man. Well, congratulations, feature number 1. Good luck in feature 2, and maybe at the end, not only are we talking to you on the podium, but you get to hold the big hardware.
Yep, looking forward to it. Thanks, Roger.
Craig Silby picking up the win of feature number 1. That is going to give him a very comfortable lead going into feature number 2, which we are getting prepared for. So, something that I've been doing, and something that I want to continue to do, is I am going, while we do the switchover, I'm going to get us ready here, get it all prepped up, ready to go. We're going to change servers, so we are going to put up our main splash screen. I'm going to give you guys a taste of some really, really good music. If you haven't heard of this guy, Reed Foley, get on Spotify, get on your Apple Tunes. Go check him out. Give him a like. Give him a follow. He's about to hit the big time. This is his new single. It's Beer Needs Drinking. I ain't going to say anymore. We'll let you listen to it. You guys enjoy it. When we come back, we have another 30-lap feature. We're going to finish this thing off and crown a champion. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
I could use a raise and a week full of Saturdays to put my mind at ease. I've been holding out, I've been holding on, I've been a little too good for a little too long, counting down the hours till Friday. Tonight I'm gonna get a little sideways, cause there's a beer needs drinking, some long neck bottles need clinking. I've got some pop tops and it's 5 o'clock, and I know you know what I'm thinking. Some problems that need forgetting. It's a raise your glass and tip it on back kind of weekend. Cause there's a beer needs drinking. I got a list of things to do today. The grass needs mowed and the bills need paid. I ought to change the oil into Chevrolet, but it's all gonna happen. Some long neck bottles need clinking. I've got some pop tops and it's 5 a beer, needs drinking, some long neck bottles need clinging. I got some pop top since 5 o'clock, and I know you know what I'm thinking. There's a line needs a wedding, and some problems that need forgetting. It's a raise your glass and tip it on back kind of weekend. 'Cause there's a beer needs drinking, and there's a beer needs drinking. I wake up in the morning about 12 p.m. Too much Jack and too much gin. My head's still pounding like a big bass drum. I reach over for an action, but they're already gone. Another crazy night in this cowboy's life. 'Cause I do what I wanna, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, singing every night in a local bar. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star.
Alrighty, second server ready to go. Final feature of the season. We know that coming into this last feature, Craig Silby holds a 28-point advantage over Billy Barros. Barros finished third. Scantley finished third. In the first feature just a little bit ago, we talked to him afterwards, and he knows it is a monumental task and that Silvy's going to have a pretty big hiccup to hand this thing off. But the random draw for the second heat could shake everything up, and then all it takes is one teensy-weensy little mistake. And the next thing you know, everything kind of falls in place for you, and you take home the big trophy. So, Robert's out here practicing it up. Robert Lynn, very quick in the practice, 12:46. Just looking at things, Silby about quarter second off. And I know he was in here. I saw his name, Billy Barros. Yeah, fifth quick. So, didn't seem to make any difference where they were because Silby came in, qualified first, and had a bad time in his heat race. Started the feature ninth and still managed to go up there with about 7 laps or 8 laps to go and grab the lead and hold things together. Oh, Travis Snyder. And Snyder did finish second, but did not join us in the booth for his interview. So we just, talked to whomever. Appreciate everybody hanging with us, guys. Final race of the evening. Should go by pretty quick. Champion to be crowned at the end. We'll talk to our top 3 and our champion. I think this is the first full season of midgets that we have actually covered here at DRN. We've covered some individual races before, but fun. And I made a mistake earlier. I said we wouldn't have anything on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I just straight out lied. Next week, Tuesday night, Freedom 76, PRO. It's a big event that they've done a couple of times, and we've covered it for them. And so we're going to hit it again next Tuesday night. That is a 9:30 Eastern start, I believe. They just reached out to us last night pretty late. But we went ahead and did a virtual handshake deal on that. So Sunday, double feature. Monday, double feature. Tuesday, single long feature. Freedom 76 lapper. And they are doing that 360 wingless sprint cars, I do believe. So we'll get everything finalized, set down. And we'll start talking about it again on Sunday and let you know. But short week. Make sure you tune in for everything. And if you're traveling for Thanksgiving, make sure that you stay safe so you can come back and watch some more great racing over the winter months. These guys getting ready to advance this session. They will go straight to that 30-lap feature. There is no qualifying, no heats, no warm-up, no nothing else. This is it right here. Just working the track in. Getting it ready for this big finale. They already have the lineup entered, ready to go, and I haven't even seen what the lineup is. So be kind of interesting to find out where they are all going to start at, because Barros and Silby are really the two that are racing for it now. Still only 13 cars. But DL Lemon has made his way into the second feature as we lost Snyder. Runkle and Laird right there kind of running nose. Oh, and Laird. Dunk. Can't do that. Not with an open wheel car. And DL Lemon, the 14 car. All right, getting ready to go at it. I see the white light on. Track is cleared. It'll be feature time. Well, maybe not. Maybe we are. I thought we were just doing an inverted show. But I could be wrong. We get in here because J.D. Laird already out in the qualifying session. I thought this was just a single shot. I didn't know if... usually when it's double feature night... Whoa, wow. Big crash for a J.D. Laird. Robert Lynn. Lynn was quickest in the practice session. We'll see what he can do in qualifying here. First driver to actually make it across the start-finish line and put time in. 12:73. Let's go see what Barros is up to. Billy Barros. Thibaut Brandon. 12:82 on the board. And now Barros around for his first. Second quick, 12:81. So Robert Lynn still quickest. Gerlach, second quick. Now Brochart. Brochart with a great one. There's Billy Barros, second lap, 12:63. Craig Silby now. I'm going to roll the 3 car out. We'll check out his lap. Josh Gerlach goes second quick at 12:67. On the clock, and one of the last cars to get out there, Lemon, Krikorian, and Silby, the only 3 that haven't posted a time. And Lemon's car yet to roll off. Krikorian's already out. Let's see where Silby's at after lap number 1. Straight to the top, 12:57 on his first. Let's see a second. We want to check out Krikorian. Krikorian jumps to 9th quick. Not quicker. Almost exactly the same time. Went 12:58 on the second lap. Here comes Krikorian. Lap number 2, 6th quick, 12:78. For Krikorian, set 12 of our 13. DL Lemon, the only car not qualifying. He will start last. And I think that may be missing the first race and being in a position where he needed to take an EOL there. So should be down to the end of qualifying. They'll get ready to advance the session. Qualifying order 58 one-thousandths of a second. First to second. Less than a tenth to third. And then a tenth and a half to fourth. And tenth and three-quarters to the fifth place qualifiers there. Waiting for the session to end. And we're going to have 2 full shows. We're going to have 2 heats, and then we'll go right back to our feature again. 30 laps on this one. So I thought we were doing an inverted feature. Doesn't matter. Going to be a good show anyway. A lot of fun. Final show of the season. So our Thursday nights will be back to 1 show for at least a little while here, till we can figure out something else to stick in on Thursday nights. Just waiting for the advancement of the session. Probably a little driver's meeting going on. Getting ready to tell these guys the happenings. And DLM is still not going out. So we're just waiting for this session to come to a close. Not sure what the holdup is. Have not been informed yet, but still going forward. We know. There we go. Now we get the white light. Now we're ready to go. As we go straight to the feature, qualifying to instead of random draw. Okay, I did not read the fine print apparently. So we'll look at our starting lineup as we get over here and look at the cars sitting on the grid. Silby and Barros, 1-2 on the starting grid. So 28 points separate them. They're going to start side by side on the front row tonight for the season finale. Then it'll be Josh Gerlach on the inside of row 2 next to Robert Lynn. Lynn way back, some 60-some points back now, I think it was. Then Reed Brochart, David Krikorian into the third row. The fourth row is Don Runkle and J.D. Laird. Thibaut Brennan and Kurt Vincent making up the fifth row. The sixth row, John Borst and Josh Cox, and then D.L. Lemon going to start us on the back there. So 30 more laps in the season. I think this is our 4th or 5th double feature show for these guys. The pace truck off on the backstretch. They rearranged them where they're supposed to be now. I don't know what all that was about because Robert Lynn now on the outside of Reed Brochart at the green flag. So that whole thing a little wonky. There goes Barros. He tried to sneak by, a little contact, got checked up. Barros up to 4th, Laird 5th, and Silby is 6th. And now Barros and Silby side by side as both go around J.D. Laird. They move into 4th and 5th. So Brochart, Lynn, and Krikorian, 1, 2, 3. Now Silby 4th, Barros is 5th, Laird 6th. Then Brandon, Vincent, Gerlach, and Runkle through the top 10 will go to the front. That's starting to heat up. Robert Lynn now off the bottom. Really went in. Oh, there's a push and a shove. They're going to turn it. They're going to flip it. There's a caution.
Caution is out.
Yeah, we'll get down here. We'll see if we can take a little bit better look at this. You're going to watch the 66 get in the back of the 99 coming in right at you here in turn number 3. That is going to start a really big chain reaction. Barros got a piece of it. Gerlach drove through it. Ow. Oh, and he got it back to its wheels. So Brochart able to get the car rolling, but I think the steering was broken, so I don't think he's going to be going anywhere real fast. He'll slide it into the pits. They'll see if they can fix that cross link and put him right back out here. As that pace truck driver was in a hurry, man, he got down to turn 1 quick there.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
So they're going to extend it out and get everybody sorted out. Weird spot for that caution to fall. Well, it looks like Brochart able to join the back of the field there. So it's Lynn Silby, Barros, Laird, Brandon, Vincent, Gerlach, Runkle, Cox, Borst, Lemon, Krikorian, and Brochart. In that order, as you can see, points leader second. Second in the points, sitting in third. The old Kiwi Conqueror.
Green flag, green flag.
But the green flag back in the air, out of 2, Silby. Trying to run down Lynn. Lynn grabbed the lead, went to the top side, and he is hanging on up there. Keeping the gap at about half a second right now. Through 3 and 4, across the stripe again. Right along the fence, and Robert Lynn running a pretty smooth line up along the top right there. Silby's got that thing working down on the bottom. As they'll come around 3 and 4. Almost side by side. Silby gets bite out of the bottom of turn number 4. Almost a dead heat at the line. Now Silby with bite off the bottom of 2, but just a little too much momentum. Robert Lynn able to sneak right back by. We'll see if that works again.
All right, man.
As caution for Josh Cox. Cox down here in the 6 car. Easy into 1 and 2. Picked up the front wheels. Oh, yeah, that car just flipped over. Unweighted, dropped off on the right rear, and when it slammed down on the left side very hard. And flipped the car right back up on the right side and over. So Lynn slowing down the front stretch, going to let the pace vehicle get out in front. He's keeping the lead over Craig Silby. Billy Barros, J.D. Laird, Josh Gerlach, Tebow Brennan, Kurt Vincent, David Krikorian, John Borst, Reed Brochart, Don Runkle, and D.L. Lemon. Caution number 2, still 22 laps to go. Looks like quick caution this time. Oh, light's still on the pace vehicle. I thought they went off for a second, but it was just the angle that I was at. So we'll go around at least one more time. Now the light's off as we get ready to go back to green. We'll get them tightened up here. Out of 4, Robert Lynn back on the throttle. 22 laps remaining. Lynn goes straight to the top. Silby right back to catfish in that bottom. J.D. Laird with a big slider into 3 and 4 car, upside down back there. In the back here, I think that is Brandon. I think he caught some fence. So Tebow Brandon right there. That's the 49 car. White car with the black tail tank, out of 2 down the back stretch. Got himself too close. Yeah, I thought he caught a little bit of that, and when he did, it unweighted the car, and same thing that happened a little bit ago happened again, but he gets bumped and knocked around a little bit, so. Little more trepidity, I guess is the word. I don't know.
Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We
Just,
are not going green.
Just a little bit different surface on the race number 2 here, and the guy's having a hard time negotiating the entries to the corners, it looks like. Getting everybody back in the proper order, so extend the caution for one more lap. now get us ready to go. Pace truck off to the infield, waiting on Robert Lynn to get us going. He's back on the throttle. Green flag, back in the air. Silby quickly to the bottom. Thought he was going to go for the slider, couldn't get there in time. And now Lynn trying to work down the bottom of 3 and 4. Goes to the middle in 1 and 2, and that's going to open things up. And here comes Silby closing in. And just a car length here and a foot there. A wheel length there, and that time, little too much bite when it rolled over. And Silby couldn't get the run out of 4, and that opens things back up for Robert Lynn. And Lynn is going to go right down there. He's going to run the line that Silby wants to run. Barrow's still hanging on to 3rd. He's going to the top side. Laird is 4th, and Gerlach now running in 5th. No, not anymore. Now he's back to it. Now he's going to go for 4th as Laird had a problem off the top of turn number 3. So Gerlach up to 4th and trying to close in on J.D. Laird. Or no, that's Billy Barros. Oh, he's not closing in on nothing now. As Josh Gerlach kills the 71 car out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Right rear catches the fence. And away we go. Pretty tough little ride there for the driver of the 71. So creeping in on halfway. 1 lap shy, being halfway, feature number 2. Robert Lynn still out in front. Had a horrible first feature. Died on the very first lap. Got the car, we'll say fixed. Enough to get back on the track, but then just never really recovered. I think he ended up in the top 5 or 6, but the car just wasn't the same, and he wasn't as quick as he had been in the practice and qualifying session. So we'll get them ready to go. One more time around behind the pace truck. Should see the lights go off on the pace vehicle this time around. 16 laps remaining when we go back to green. Appreciate everybody staying up late with us. We know it's getting up there on the East Coast. Robert Lynn on to the throttle way back in turn number 3. Green flag in the air, and he got a great jump. He's going to go right back to the middle. Silby to the bottom. Barros went through the middle. Laird was right behind him. Laird closing in on the entries to the corner, but then just kind of slides the car out and loses all that momentum. Going up the hill. Now going to use the cut down line. Just didn't get in there quite good enough, and he didn't have the momentum coming out. So Barros still hanging on in front of Laird. Laird is 4th. Krikorian up to 5th. Kurt Vincent, the purple car right there in the center of the screen now, in that 6th spot, and he's been closing in a little bit here, a little bit there on a top 5 finish. So we'll get back to the front. We're going to be 12 to go when they come out of 3 and 4. And Silby, a little tougher sledding up at the front this time than he had in race number 1. As caution once again, and I believe Don Runkle may be involved in this one. Runkle. All right, here. The black car, the 00 right there. The Viagra machine. Ooh, and he picked the front end up a little bit and lost it, and then he gets a little help from Josh Cox right there for the 360, and that really ends up being all it was right there. So we're not sure if the restarts are hindering or helping Robert Lynn, but he is able to stay out in front. He's led this thing from the drop. tightened up, ready to go back to green. Out of 4, Robert Lynn once again on the throttle.
Green, green, green.
And Craig Silby not able to time that up, but a good run right down on the bottom of 1 and 2. Just not enough to get in there. Big crash back here. I think we're going to see Tebow Brandon get in this. He's going to be at the back on this restart. He and Josh Cox look like they're going to make contact. Oh, yeah, Cox got the ass in, swung around in front of him. And really nowhere for Brandon to go. He didn't think he'd get quite that sideways, I'm sure. So we didn't even get to make a cloud of dust, and we're right back under the caution. 6th caution of the feature. I think we only had 2 in the first feature. But we are going to be at 10 to go. Let's get ready to restart. Silby. Oh, and he and Lynn playing a little bit of games, and it's working out in Lynn's favor right there. Trying to play the restart game. And now Lynn really locking that bottom end in 3 and 4. He knows that's where Silby wants to be. Now Silby drives alongside in 2. Just too much momentum. Coming off the top side. The door is open. Silby goes across the nose, out to the front. New leader, Craig Silby. That was the opening he was needing. Here comes J.D. Laird. Laird got around Barros. So Laird up to 3rd. Barros now battling with Krikorian for the 4th spot as he got out of shape again. But Silby out in front, 3/4 of a second almost now. Robert Lynn still hanging on. 6 to go this time as Lynn sits in 2nd. Laird making a challenge, trying to put some pressure on. Out of 2. Down the back stretch. And I think we might see Gerlach, who got back into this thing, have problems once again. This is 3 and 4. Cut down line, goes across the... Oh, he has help. He spun the car out, trying to avoid Kurt Vincent right there. As Vincent got the car way out of shape coming out of 4. So Silby, Lynn, Laird, Barros, Krikorian, and Borst. Then Vincent, Lemon, Brochart, Cox, Runkle, and Gerlach. Through the back of the field, Tebow Brandon, I believe.
Green,
Still
green.
off track as we go back to green. Quick short cautions now. Silby with a good start. Lynn has company on the inside. Got a tap from Laird. Let him straighten the car out. That's a pretty gentlemanly thing to do. That's going to open the door as Krikorian's going to use the top side to try to take advantage, but Laird takes the spot right back. 3 to go for your leader, Craig Silby. Won the opening feature. Back to the front again. Laird picking the front tires up, and he's carrying them from end to end of the track now. Just trying to hang on to 3rd. As caution again, this time, I think it's a 6th car of Josh Cox. Yeah, Vincent right in front. Oh, there's some help. Oh, he got up in front of Brochart. And he didn't really park the car, but he slowed it down enough, and Brochart tapped the back of it. And that's all it takes sometimes. So we're going to have a green-white checker finish to this. We'll bring the top 3 around, talk to them at the end as we get ready to go back 2 laps. Silby
Green flag.
at it again. Good start for him. We're going to watch 3rd place right here as J.D. Laird into the corner slow. Out even slower, and Krikorian is going to slink by on the top side. White flag in the air. One more time around to end the season. It's Silby all the way. Who's going to finish 2nd and 3rd? We're going to look. Krikorian and Lynn now as Krikorian goes all the way to 2nd. Silby will win the race, the night, the title. Krikorian 2nd. And Robert Lynn coming home in third. Laird and Barros 4 and 5. Get the drivers around here. We'll have a chance here in just a moment. We're going to talk to the top three. We're going to talk to Craig Silby last. He won both features tonight, so by virtue of that alone, we know who the champ is because he had 28 points coming in. It probably stretched out to, I would say, somewhere around 50 points. But we'll bring our third place driver around. We'll get Robert Lynn into the channel. There he is. Robert Lynn, you got a copy?
Hey, how you doing, Roger?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Heck of a run. You had the 2-car looking pretty good in feature number 2. A lot of trouble in feature number 1, but you made up for it right here in the second feature.
Yeah, again, starting position helped a little bit, and not having to come back through the field is a big part of it.
Yeah, that's usually a key to not finishing upside down in these things. But man, it's a challenging group of guys in here with a challenging car. And it looked like tonight this setup on this track was a challenge as well. So you guys uphill all night long. 2-car, very good in the second feature, a second place run. What'd you think when Silby was trying to go to the bottom there late?
Oh, I could hear him on the bottom, and I tried to stay about a lane up, give him Craig a lot of space. He always races clean, so I knew if I can give him the space, he would make a clean move on me, and he did. And Craig's so good, so once he gets the bottom rolling, it's pretty hard to beat. So I just tried to hold on for whatever I could.
Well, an awesome run to wrap up the season. Third place, not too shabby. I'm sure we got some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you get out of here.
Yeah, we got Wildlife Prairie Park on the car tonight. We got some Rep Market. They came on board this year too, so thanks for Netcode and Josh for putting this on, and you for putting on the broadcast.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations on a great season and a wonderful run here in feature number 2 tonight to close things out.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Robert Lynn finishing third tonight and third in the points. We got to remember that part. Let's go talk to the driver. He finishes second tonight in our second and final feature. David Krikorian, tell us about your run tonight, bud.
Both races tonight kind of were a TLDR of kind of how my season was. Sometimes we had pace, sometimes we didn't. When we had the track position, just something would happen. And I just kind of figured at this point, well, we're obviously not in for the championship. Everyone else is migrating to the bottom, so I figured, well, let's just send it on the top and see what happens. And, well, I guess I found grip because I managed to get up around Robert, like, right at the line.
Yeah, it looked like you found something up on the top that last couple of restarts, and you were making some moves, and then out of 2, it looked like that thing just rocketed down the backstretch and going into 3 and 4. He really didn't have a chance to shut you down, slow you down, do anything. You were around him. Did it take that long for the top to come in, or was it just something you hadn't done quite yet that you figured out right at the very end?
The top was kind of gone. It's really hard in that state, the way it was, to really kind of get grip unless you're an alien. I just kind of found the grip. It's like, oh, okay, well, I got a couple laps and I didn't wall it, so I'm kind of in rhythm now.
Well, an awesome way to round out the season, finishing up on the podium, especially in this group of guys. Man, you got some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you head out?
Shout out to Josh. Well, both Joshes, Gerlach and Cox, for putting on the mini nationals and this whole season in general. Congrats to Craig for winning the title.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on a great run tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next season.
Thank you, sir.
David Krikorian, he finished second. And now, we're going to bring you back in. We're going to take half the credit. I can't help it. We gave him a nickname about 2 or 3 weeks into this thing, and since that time, the Kiwi Conqueror has taken no prisoners, conquered every track he's been to. He picks up both features tonight in the process, locks himself down for the title. Craig Silby, what more do we got to say?
Roger, you coined the title, and we got the job done. It's been a huge amount of fun, and thanks again for that.
Well, we just kid when we say we're taking half the credit because nicknames can come and go real quick, and it depends on the success level that you're having. But man, you really stepped it up from the mini nationals on. It has been really the Craig Silby show to get through the season. You come in here tonight, 28 points going into tonight's feature. And once again, you waited till the last 5, 6, 7 laps to go for the lead there. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You're very patient. You just kind of wait these guys out and then slay them right at the end.
Yeah, well, like I had a much better idea of what to expect this time because with the way the setup was, I knew the track probably would be a bit less slick, like it seems to be with these double features. The second one always seems to be a little bit more tacky for the duration of the race. So it's so I had a feeling that would be all right. But and I guess because of the way the cars were set up, it was very difficult to run the bottom. So that's the fastest way around here in a midget. So I knew once I could get down there and stay down there, I was gonna be just to wait until I could make sure I do it tidy.
Well, it's been a heck of a season, man, and you didn't have the points lead all the way. You had to come from a deficit. But going into the last week, 15 points to the first feature, 28 to the second. What did you think might be the worst or the biggest obstacle to have to overcome coming into the final night?
Oh, just managing to finish. Like I think at the beginning of the season, I was having a bit of a rough time. Like I think I got a few seconds and maybe a few DNFs. I can't even really remember, but. It was a bit rough at the start, but once I got my head around the sort of setups that we were going to have, I started driving to suit, and it was just head down, try and be clean, and try and race these guys hard and get up the front. Yeah,
we remember week number 1. We remember a giant DNF running third, and then the next feature you come back and you finish second, and it just seemed like the first 2 or 3 weeks that's kind of how you were, up, down, up. And then after the mini nationals, everything seemed to turn around. What happened in that one race that changed the momentum and put the 3 car at the front each and every week?
It's I think a big part of it is the other drivers. I think there was a few need to prove themselves kids that were in the series at the beginning, and they come and go. They're pretty hit and miss, so they're usually really fast, and but they don't usually race that well. So I knew that would be okay if I managed to stay on my wheels, and as it turned out, they disappeared. They didn't keep showing up, so we managed to race clean with the rest of the guys.
Well, an awesome season. You finished it out, obviously champion. It's been fun to watch. What are you going to do when they get ready to kick the season off next time? You're going to just say, you know what, I got my title, I'm good, or are you going to come back and see if you can repeat?
If I'm able, I'm definitely going to come back because, like I said in the previous race, these guys are the best guys to race with. But we all got really solid respect for each other, and we race really hard and clean. And it just it makes it fun. That's what we all come to do, is have fun, and this is the place to do it.
Well, that's what I'm sure the promoters want to hear from the champion, that he's more than willing to come back and defend the title. And we've got Josh in here. Josh Gerlach, you got some words for the champ?
Yeah, I don't know if the rest of the field will be happy to hear that, but I sure am. Congrats to Craig. He took it to us this season. He won, I think, every race except for one last week after the mini nationals. So, yeah, definitely a deserving champion, and congratulations, Craig.
Thanks, Josh.
When can we anticipate seeing the next Mighty Midgets?
We do not have the schedule set in stone yet, but we will fire back up after the first of the year. So plans are to be back on DRN if schedules work out, and should have more to come here in the next couple of weeks.
Well, that is awesome. It's great to hear. Thanks for taking a moment to come and congratulate the champ. We're going to finish up with Craig, and then we'll get down here for the season. Thanks for having DRN around, and whatever we can do to help you out for next season, just let us know. We'll see if we can't figure something out and work it back in. It's been a lot of fun to watch these guys. We don't cover much in the way of midgets, so this has been something that I've really enjoyed doing, and I know the fans have enjoyed watching.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for doing what you do and supporting us here and helping us get out to the world and even raise some money for the kids early on in the season. So, yeah, I'll let you continue doing what you're doing. And, yeah, netcodeesports.com. Keep up to date with everything Mighty Midgets.
All right, Josh Gerlach. Well, Craig, we're going to give it over to you for a couple of minutes. All the shout-outs, all the thank yous, whatever you need to get off your chest before we hand the big hardware off and give you that giant bottle of champagne.
Thanks again, Roger. Yeah, Netcode Esports, Josh and Robert and the guys that run the series. Like I said, it's the best series to race. It's just so much fun, and the Dirt Racing Network for like how many things do you get to do in your life where it's broadcast live all around the world? That's pretty exciting. So my team are Iridium Sim Sports and Easy Trucks and Concat and raceepi.com just came back on board. So we'll see what we can do next time.
All right, well, congratulations on the championship. Well deserved, like Josh said, one non-win since the Mini Nationals, and that's been at least 6 or 7, maybe 8 races, and that is a heck of a thing to do. You come home with the title, so we'll look forward to seeing you come back and defend it next season, man. Enjoy it, because I promise you they're going to try to crank up the pressure next time.
Oh, yep, absolutely. Bring it on. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks a lot, Roger. Catch you guys next time.
All right, the champion for the season, Craig Silby. He did. He took it to him for the last half of this season. Let's look at the final results for tonight's second feature. If we can. There we go. There it is. Silby won the final 2 features. In fact, I think he won like 7 of the last 8 features. But he wins tonight, takes home the title. Billy Barros, second in points, finishes second both times in the feature tonight behind him. Needed to finish in front of him to have any chance to close it up. Just couldn't get it done. Gerlach was third, Lynn fourth, Brochart fifth, Krikorian, Runkle, Laird, Brandon, Vincent, Borst, Cox, and Lemon rounding out those 13 cars to wrap things up. Just a fun evening, a very, very fun evening, a very fun season. Like I said, I have really enjoyed watching the midgets. We don't cover them very often here, but watching these guys, hopefully they can draw a few more cars in. We'll see some more fast guys get into this thing, and it'll be that much better after the first of the year when they come back. Big thank you to Netcode Esports, Josh, Robert, everybody over here for letting us come in and do it. Can't wait to get back to them next season. That'll kind of lighten things up on Thursday nights, and we'll try to keep the slot open for them if they're going to keep it here on Thursdays, which I don't think it matters. We'll figure out how to get them covered one way or another. But I want to thank all the fans for watching all season, everybody for participating in the chat. Make sure that you keep the calendar marked. Go over to the Facebook page. Like, share, and follow the Dirt Racing Network. YouTube, Twitch, Trovo. Hit the subscribe button. You'll know every time we go live. A lot's going on, picking up new stuff all the time. Even trying to do some creating of some series to try to help put some more content on here. So make sure you do all of that so that you know when we're live. We know you guys can watch this stuff anywhere, and you choose to come here and watch it. We hope that you enjoy it. Everybody keeps coming back, so that is a good sign. But for Dominic Santina, Zach Krieger, Cody Olson, Patrick Colucci, and myself here at the Dirt Racing Network, thank you again very much for your attention. We can't wait to get back in front of you Sunday night and put on a couple more shows. But until we see you